Good evening. Welcome to episode 4 of Bread for Dough. Tonight I've got a little bit of an apology to those people who like white bread from the comment I made the first day, which was the basic recipe, which I usually don't use because I usually don't eat white bread because I like something with a little more flavor. Going to make up for that tonight. There are ways to make a white bread flavorful. And it really is the same sort of concept, which is to add more things to it. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to make a bread with potatoes and quinoa flakes. This is a seed, which is basically works like a grain. This is the flake, not the seed itself. And this pretty much disappears into the bread. It's got a good flavor. It adds, it's actually very high protein, so it adds quite a bit of protein to it, and fiber content also. So, and I'm going to throw a little bit of extra ingredient here. So what we're going to end up here is with a very flavorful white bread. Okay, let's get started. As usual, the flour, except this time we're just using the white flour. So that makes it that much easier to measure. 2 cups, because we're going to be adding, the half cup is going to be our other ingredients. Simple recipe, because there's really not that much to it. I'm going to try to go half and half on these 2 ingredients. I do want to put enough potato in here to actually taste it. You can use dried potatoes as a thickening agent. But today I want to taste it. So I want to have a richness to this white bread. I'm not going to do it today, but I will throw out that you can add wheat germ to a white bread recipe. Because wheat germ, again, is the center of the kernel. It will add actually quite a bit of flavor to it, but not really taste like wheat bread, especially since we're not using wheat flour. So if you find this is still too plain, I'd spice it up with a little bit of wheat germ. Okay, see we're most of the way there already. Dry ingredients now. Sugar. Now I usually do 3 tablespoons sugar. I'm going to put 2 in this time. I'm going to make this bread a little less sweet. What I'm going to do this time is try to make this, since it's potatoey, I'm going to actually season it like mashed potatoes. So I'm going to put less sugar and I'm going to put more salt. We usually do a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Another little secret ingredient, non-fat dried milk. Adds a little flavor to it, a little richness, a little more protein. Pretty much disappears into the recipe. So I'm going to throw about 1 tablespoon of that in there. And there's my gluten. And the last dry ingredient I'm going to do is that butter flavor powder that I used last week. This actually kind of has a nice flavor to it, and I'm going to spruce this up. Again, we're seasoning this kind of like mashed potatoes, so a little bit of butter flavor. So we'll mix this up. Because we have the potatoes in here and the quinoa flakes, they're very light and fluffy. We want to get a good mixture. And frankly, they're a little hard to see because the color is so uniform now. So just give a little extra mix. Okay, put that aside and let's get the bread maker. Okay, same weight ingredients. The water, 2 eggs. Mix our eggs. And then the only other decision I have is what kind of oil to use. Because I'm trying to bias the white bread to have a little more flavor, I'm going to use some olive oil. Don't want it to have an olive oil flavor though, so I'm going to do the same thing I did last week, which is about 2/3, 1/3. Canola oil I typically use. 2.5, 3 tablespoons. And then we'll put in the balance up to 4 tablespoons with olive oil. Now, looking ahead, we're going to use this in week 6. Our last week bread is going to be something that's extremely flavorful. You're going to really enjoy that. it's a mouth-drooling bread. You're really gonna like that one. Something to look forward to. Dry on top. I can hear the potato in there. It has a different sound. And teaspoon of yeast. Fresh yeast this time, so straight teaspoon should be good. Plug in. Basic is fine. Light crust. And there we go. It's about as quick and as simple as you can possibly get. All we really did is add a couple of extra ingredients to a basic recipe to give it more flavor.
Well, for some reason, this one didn't rise very well. Though the color looks really good. Maybe a little bit more yeast.
So, just kind of find the blade with the knife. Try to get it out with causing the least damage possible. So we're going to have a short loaf this time. That's looking awfully nice. It's a nice soft bread. This is going to be very good. Very soft. There you go. See the steam? Potato quinoa.